Okay, I kind of wanted to re-record this one because kind of fumbled it a little bit. And I think this topic will be about how to figure out your purpose. Okay? That's kind of a big thing I feel like a lot of people struggle with, including myself. And I think the biggest reason why people struggle to find their purpose, maybe this is just how I see it at least. A lot of us are kind of afraid of exploring new things and asking questions, okay? And I think essentially you don't want to be afraid of asking questions. I was always so afraid of asking questions, mainly because I was worried about reputation quite a bit, and I just didn't want to tarnish my name. I didn't want to look like an idiot, right? And I think you really need to let go of worrying about what other people think about you. This is a big topic. I think it could be divided up into separate videos maybe. But right now we're just going to cover the cusp of it. But essentially, I think for me, I went into college thinking I know what I wanted to do. I was going to become a physics major. And I mean, I still currently am, right? And I was very dead set on it. I lied to myself that this is what I wanted to do. I convinced myself. Mind you, I'm not the most inclined person in math. And I was like, yeah, this is what I want to do. This is what I want to do. And like the second semester of freshman year, I'm still a freshman right now in college. I was like, this is not what I want to do. Like, or not that, but just, I was so unsure of what I want to become, of what I want to do. I was just like second guessing myself. And I saw this one video, right? And this is like, I think some of the best quote I've ever heard in my life. Okay, maybe that's an exaggeration, but it is a really good quote. And I said, if you let people's perception of you dictate your behavior, you will never grow as a person. But if you leave yourself open to experience despite what other people think, then you'll learn to grow. I mean, I'll say it again. The main point. If you let people's perception of you dictate your behavior, you will never grow as a person. Let that sink in for a second. And that's true. That really is true. If you really worry about what other people think, you'll never grow. You'll never learn to explore. You'll never learn to ask questions. And you're just so concerned about, oh, what will this person think? What will this person think? And you got to realize no one gives two shits. I mean, and if they do, let's say like you ask like a relatively stupid question or a question that anyone already knows. Someone's going to think you're stupid. But you shouldn't concern yourself. I mean, like, let them think what they want. They're just a loser. All right. They're just a loser to think that way. It's good on you that you're trying. You know what I mean? I think a lot of people like fail to understand. If you really try, if you really want to succeed and figure out where you want to be, you shouldn't be embarrassed to ask any questions. And I mean, to some extent, like, because I didn't know what I wanted to major in, I almost interviewed the entire physics department. I mean, I kind of put my face out there. And I was so worried about, oh, like, they're not going to, like, answer my questions. This is going to be so embarrassing. It's just going to be like, what do you call it? Like a shame fest, I guess. Like, just putting myself to shame. I'm going to be embarrassing myself, right? And that's all I was thinking about. And I was like, I just approached my professor right after class. And it's so, it is so nice to see that a lot of people, if they're genuinely a good person, they are willing to help you. They are, like, genuinely people are willing to help you. They'll go out of your way to help you. And if not, they're most likely a dick. I mean, it depends how they respond, but hey, I feel like a lot of people will go out of their way to help you. And I spoke with my professor, and then he gave me a link to another professor. The other professor doesn't even know me, mind you. And the other professor told me to reach out to other professors. I spoke with those people. All of them helped me. Every single one of them. And like, I literally journaled down everything they said. And it's so crazy to see. And I also spoke with like other professors to get their perspective on like, hey, like, what'd you do? And my questions kind of revolved around like purpose, I guess. Like, I was like, how'd you know this is what you wanted to do? And it's so intriguing to see that everyone kind of had a different reason, right? And I kind of wanted to know, like, I think one good question, if you are also searching for a major, to ask is like, how do you know if this is something you're passionate about? And I don't know if I should drop their name, but hey, one of the physics professors kind of told me a really good piece of advice, and essentially was, if you know, like, the way to know if you're generally curious about something or if you generally are passionate about it is if you find yourself searching through it on your own free time. Like, let's say they said, like, there was like this example of like they want to know why they can't see light go across the room, and they like flick their head once they turn on the lamp to try beating it. And if you find yourself kind of like actively looking for an answer for something, you will generally know that that's something you like. Okay. And it's kind of crazy, like, you know, that I never thought about it that way. I was like, that is a really good piece of advice. And I kind of journaled down everything all of these people told me. If you guys ever want me to do like a walkthrough of what each person kind of does and what they told me and like the questions I asked them, I could also do that. Kind of like a major search question if anyone wants that. Who knows? And it was really like nice to see. And back to the point about like finding your purpose, you really just got to speak with other people. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. A lot of people are willing to help you. Like, I can't reiterate this enough. If you come across a person and ask for help, they're more likely willing like to help you. And there was another quote that I heard. It's like, if you don't even ask, the answer will always be no. And it's so true. Like, you just got to put yourself out there. Go ask for help. Go ask for, hey, what's your perspective on this? Why are you doing this? What made you do it? You know, you could ask so many questions. And in that way, by learning from other people's experience, you could learn about yourself as well. And a lot of people don't do that. It's like, maybe it's from introversion. I was like very, very introverted, like my first semester and the beginning of this semester. And only after watching like those Hope Core and motivational reels on my Instagram, like only I got this like sudden growth spur, I guess. And further, like, to go back into the point of how to grow, you really like, or of how to find your purpose, you really, really got to put yourself out there. Like, experience something new, talk with people, you know, don't be afraid, you know. And like, as I said, like, one of the biggest problems, like, people don't ask questions. Just ask something, bro. Learn, you know. And you just really gotta really put yourself out there. I mean, I don't know what else to reiterate, but I think that's kind of the best way to find your purpose. Speak with people. Speak. That's the most straightforward answer. Speak with people and find something that you're curious about. Maybe it won't be the most straightforward thing. I mean, I'm still deciding on what I want to become. I'm trying to switch to mechanical engineering from physics. If you guys even care about that. And yeah, just explore, man. Explore and ask questions. Put yourself out there. Don't be scared to be yourself. And that's all I have to say. Bye-bye.